This video shows excerpts of public comments made at a Mendocino County Board of Supervisors meeting held on April 20th, 2010. About 800 retirees got the news during spring 2010 that the county's funding of their health care benefit was about to be terminated. They had been told for 20 years their health care benefit was paid out of so-called pension fund excess earnings. But now, there are no excess earnings available for this benefit. Since 1998, the county's policy has been that if there were no pension fund excess earnings, the county would split the monthly fee with retirees. Last September, the Board of Supervisors terminated this guarantee because of its deep current budget crisis. It's a legitimate question to ask whether or not these folks should have been told that the county would pay for their retiree health care, but that's a different issue from the fact that they were told that. And many of them incorporated that into their planning for their retirements. The fact is, the county made the statements it's made, but it never did what it needed to do to fulfill those promises.
Linda Parnack, Ukiah, California, retired employee, current president of the AMCRE, or Mendocino County Retired Association, completing my 4th year. And for people who know me, a lot of you, I've never been one short for words. I have a lot to say a lot of the time, but today I just have one word to say. According to Webster's New Explorer Large Print Dictionary, so I got it right, in the 2006 new edition, page 61, I want to tell you that a lot of us feel betrayed. We feel betrayal. And that's the word that I want to say. And according to betrayal, it's to feel abandoned and to be proven unfaithful. To prove unfaithful. We all signed up, we all worked hard, we all retired, most of us here. And to have this that we believed taken away, it's just crushing. And it's just like Irene said, it's leaving many, many people destitute. So I just wanted to say that that's a real unanimous feeling. And after the meeting last week, we had our our every month meeting at the retirement office, and there was a huge overflow crowd. I mean, we had a set of extra chairs, and people were just aching and venting and speaking, and it was cathartic, but it was painful. And being president, I just didn't have the heart to keep hitting the gavel because there was so much pain there. And that's all I want to say is, if there was any other way, I don't know that way, but this is the feeling, to be betrayed and abandoned. Thank you.
Thank you. Keith, 125 Barbara, followed by Tom Lepatore.
Solonen. I started working for the county in June 1981, and I just retired in January 2010. That is more than 28 years of service. I was very proud of my work as a groundskeeper, and I enjoyed those years immensely. It couldn't have been a better job. I received a service award from the Board of Supervisors last December. It made me feel good that my service and hard work were appreciated. During those years, I saved my earnings to build a small but comfortable nest egg for my wife and I. All through those years, I was told that I would have health insurance in my retirement. In fact, county employees accepted lower wages in exchange for the promise of these future benefits. In 1998, I was even grandfathered in to receive health insurance when I retired, since I was a Tier 1 employee. I worked hard all those years. My wife did spreadsheets on our finances through all those years. I picked a date to retire knowing that I would be comfortable in retirement. Little did I know that my health insurance and nest egg were in jeopardy. I make $2,328 gross a month in retirement. To me, a comfortable pension. You, the board, are threatening my retirement. I now pay $171 a month for health insurance for just myself. This is 7% of my pension. The county is proposing an increase to $531 a month for each retiree to pay starting in August of this year. This increase is extreme. That amount will increase to $731 a month, 14 months from August. That is 31% of my pension. I didn't plan for this in my life plan. The rules I played for all these decades have changed. I didn't change them. You, the Board of Supervisors, did. How can you balance the budget on the backs of the retirees? This is incredibly unfair and unethical. Surely there is some form of compromise that would treat the retirees better. To dump the whole cost of to dump the whole cost of health insurance in our laps is despicable, and I mean it.
Hi, Terry Melvin, 32 years with the county. I'm mad. I think everybody out here is mad, but I think it's coming from fear. And look out there. Do you see any retirees? Stand up, people. Retire. If you're a retiree, stand up. Let them see the numbers. That's what you're looking at. These people have given their life to their job. And we can't just walk away. You can't just walk away from them. Please, please listen to us and help us along the way. We need your help. We don't have options. Thank you.
I'm Ron Parker. I retired from the Mendocino County Sheriff's Office for 31 years over there. You know, we all thought we were going to have our benefits paid for a long time. When these decisions were made, you had all the actuarials, you had all the experts. Everybody said everything's going to be fine. And like some other people have addressed here, in the last few years things kind of went bad, and you never told anybody. But there's other things that have happened over the years that you've made promises and you've taken back. You know, my concern is this shoe's dropped. Is the shoe going to drop on our retirement check? That's all I'm going to say.
Hi, my name is Lorelei Hammond. I'm a Mendocino County retiree. I did pay attention to the literature that I was given when I was hired by the county, and I did pay attention to the wording about insurance and what was available to retirees and how many years I needed to work for the county to secure not only my vested interest in the retirement fund, but my health care insurance. And I don't know how it was possible for the Board of Supervisors to determine that they have no fiduciary responsibility to continue funding our health care. This is really unprecedented, and I think that you want to think carefully not only about the retirees and the service that they've provided to this county and all the people in this county, but you want to think about your current workforce, because I guarantee you the employees that are working for the county now are watching carefully what gets said and done. They're watching. You're sending a message to a whole lot of people, not just retirees. Thank you very much.
You know, I guess I'm angry as everyone else is angry because we were promised. I mean, when we were hired, that's what the flyers said. You know, the personnel flyers that were put out for hiring people said that was what we were going to get. So all the years that we worked, that's what we all thought we were going to get. We were promised this, and you need to remember that we were promised this. It was what we thought was a right, and now it's being taken away. What you're doing would be wrong. Plain and simple, wrong. It needs to be paid for like we were promised. Thank you.
Thank you, George.
Good afternoon. My name is Dave Johnson. I retired a number of years ago. The last position I held for the county was that of HR director. And I think I can lay claim to the fact I'm the only HR director who ever retired from county service. Good luck. Good luck. She used the term vested interest. And in the handout we used to give to employees when they came through the front door, which was then the HR office, was literature that said, this is how you vest your interest in the county's retirement plan. It didn't use the word promise. or assurance or some softer word. When you say vested interest to me, it sounds like the very next thing to a legal right. And I think that's exactly where we are. I think it's a serious mistake on the part of the Board of Supervisors to take this on without consideration of obligations that they made years ago.
So I guess my conclusion in serving on this committee is that no one was really responsible for this plan. The county wasn't really watching it. The retirement board was paying for it but wasn't really watching it. There's a lot of things that could have been done and still can be done to make it solvent and affordable. And my greatest fear is that you guys will have the retirees pay for the whole thing. No one will be watching it. We won't take steps to make it more palatable in what we're charging the retirees. And so I beg you, please have a committee, and I'm willing to serve on that committee as well as I know others are as well. Thank you.
Please come forward, state your name for the record.
My name's John Dickerson of YourPublicMoney.com. I was going to say something very different today, but I'm going to repeat things that I've said before. My issue is not what the county's retiree health care benefit is. I'm glad to see seniors with good health care. I wish you could keep it. My concern is the county and retirement association's deeply flawed funding of your benefit over the last 20 years and the damage that's done not only to you, but to the 100 people that are going to lose their jobs in the next few months and all the people out there that are relying on services that are now going to be cut. It's been said for 20 years that your health care has been paid by pension fund excess earnings. Let me ask a few questions and think about this. Mr. Loeb, the pension fund's actuary, says that the 13-year average pension fund return was 4.4%. Not 8%, not 9%, 4.4. The county had to borrow $110 million of pension obligation bonds, and last year, Mr. Loeb's calculation was that the pension fund had $130 million less in market value of its investments than what it owes you today. 14 out of the last 16 years, the unfunded pension has increased. The county had to borrow $110 million of pension bonds. You know, I've taken what the counties and the Retirement Association's definition of pension fund excess earnings, and I've now showed it to 15 financial professionals in the private sector, from Greens to Libertarians with Democrats and Republicans in between. They take about 5 minutes to realize how absurd it is. Their definition is they look on a year-to-year basis. Now think, if the fund has to make 8% a year, but what they do is any year that they get over 8%, they take the whole thing off to pay retiree health care, then your pension fund is not going to make the reserves. That's why this county has had to go into such deep debt. The state Supreme Court has ruled that public employees have a right to an actuarially sound pension system. Reviewers of that decision say that if a significant present pension contributions are shifted onto future taxpayers, then the pension fund is unsound and as a result unconstitutional. That's what's happened to you. It's not these people here today that have to make a decision based on the results of financial mismanagement over the last 20 years. It's that financial mismanagement that has done this to you.